Attention all pilots, it's finally here. Yes, the long awaited, everybody's been requesting, the standalone version of SkyShare. Sunday morning in the hangar here, and we're going to spend just about 5-6 minutes and actually walk you through SkyShare. But like I said, you can now just get SkyShare on its own. Just go to E3 Aviation association.com/SkyShare. I'm going to spend a few minutes and we're just going to kind of walk through all the incredible features and stuff that are now in here, and it's growing every day. More and more members are in there, more and more people are using it, and we're getting more and more reviews and all kinds of great locations and stuff. Now, SkyShare is a unique landing location tool. It's not for-flight Garmin Pilot, it's not maps like that to find airports. There are some airports on here, like hard landing strip and runway airports with special unique locations, but the majority are things like backcountry strips. There's some bush flying, there's seaplane with restaurants, bush flying with restaurants, backcountry strips with restaurants, just backcountry strips, private places you're allowed to land to, some public lands and stuff that you're allowed to land at and not land at. So it's really got a lot of great stuff. We're going to go through it, but even more important is it's user-friendly from a standpoint of I don't have to guess anymore. I don't have to be, can I land there? It's all right here and gives you a whole bunch of new great places to do some incredible adventures. And the tools that are in here are anything from certain kinds of special searching to location searches to area searches to restaurant searches to museums, attractions, all kinds of really cool stuff. I'm going to walk through this and show you how the tool works. Across the top here, we just have a welcome message you can go through. There is a little instruction page. I mean, I'll bring this up so you can kind of see what the instruction page looks like. It just kind of walks you to how to, all the different ways you can use it. There's all kinds of pins and things. It's 3D views. You can almost like fly the approach on some of these. There's videos, there's ratings and things from locations. There's ratings of locations. There's ratings of restaurants. And the ratings are done by things like, is it a hard landing, a hard place to go? Is it an easy place? Is it a lot of fun? Is it kind of boring? You know, is it camping? Is it fishing? Is it restaurant? Is it an attraction? So all different kinds of ratings and stuff that members put in there. Loads, thousands and thousands of pictures and videos and things that really can help you decide if that's a place you want to go. So you can go to the how to use it up here on the top. Now, to add a location, there's two ways. One is you got this little plus. You see this little plus right here on the right-hand side. Really simple. You click that button and you can add your own spot. You can do all kinds of type, whether it's bush flying or seaplane or an airport with a great restaurant, states. So you go through and put all this great information in here. If you're putting a location in, all these get vetted by our team. So if you were to put in a certain airport that has a pizza shop on it or something and it's a grass strip, our team vets that. They're calling the location, they're talking to the people, what's up to date, things like that. So we keep that up to date. Now, if you want to do an advanced load, you can do that up top here. So you would put in your first location, go up here to the advanced load. Now you can put all kinds of videos and pictures and things like that in it. But let's dive into the map because that's the fun part. On the left side of the map here, of course, you got your typical in-out zoom. You can also draw out an area. There's two kinds of search functions on the map. On the left-hand side, this is where you can search for the actual location. So let's take the iconic Johnson Creek. So you start searching and you can see that these already come up. The locations that are on here already come up. Let's say Blacks is in there. So there's all kinds of really cool places there. Now, if you want to just search not a pin or a location, you can search whatever it is. Orlando, Florida. And it'll take you right into Orlando, Florida. Now, if you were to search an actual location, let's see, we just pull up this. When you click that, it'll actually take you to that location. Then on here, you also have the ability to click this little button, whether you're on your app or your computer, and it'll take you to exactly what your location is right now. And where are we? Right down there in Fort Lauderdale. Boom. So it just took us into there, and then we can zoom out and we can look for locations all around there. Let's start to look at some of the locations. Now, I'm going to get into all these sifting, sorting. You can see down bottom here, there's all kinds of stuff like being able to check for ratings. What's the highest rated locations to go to? Like we said, based on fun or hard landings or easy landings. You know, you can do dining. What's best locations for dining? And those are all rated too. But we'll get into that in a minute. I'm just going to kind of walk through. So if we take, let's just take this Seaplane base down here and actually let's go to this one. So when you hover over and click, it shows you kind of a view of what is this location. So this is Little Palm Island Resort. We actually flew there in our Carbon Cub on floats. That was a great time. So if you click on a pin, you get all the basic information, you get pictures, you get all kinds of lengths of runway, you know, if it's private, if it's not. But when you hit this full details, you get into a whole lot more information. So click full details. Now you're getting bigger pictures, you're getting a little bit more information, you're getting reviews if people reviewed it, you know, what kind of surface it is, all that kind of stuff. But here's even a cool feature too. You can click into a 3D view of that location. And we'll go through a bunch of other 3D views, but you can kind of circle around there and look at that. So let's bounce back out to the map. I'm going to go to a couple other locations to show you before we get into the advanced search functions. While we're on seaplanes, I want to show you another one, but I also want to show you down bottom here that you can actually customize the map. So if I don't want to see seaplane bases with restaurants, see this? I can click that off and on. If I want to not see land locations with restaurants, I can click that off and on. So you can customize the map based on what you want. But let's go to another location here. This is a Lighthouse Bar and Grill. Let's dive into the full details on this. And you can see not only do you have a suggested landing direction and spot, but there's also suggested taxi, whether it's on land or it's on sea. Now, in this case, you've got one where the restaurant's over here on the right, so you can taxi down the little cove, and they have little docks here for seaplanes you can go to, or they actually have a ranch. If you're an amphib with wheels, you can put your wheels down and taxi right up into the parking lot of the location. No ratings on this one yet. And then while we're here, I just want to show you a little bit more on a 3D view. As you can see, the 3D view and the majority of them gives you the ability to see trees, mountains, you know, what do you have to deal with, power lines, things of that sort. So you can kind of see right here, you can zoom in and out, and it gives you a whole lot of detail on where you're going to be landing. So you can actually fly this approach in 3D mode. And if you don't want to go into 3D mode, you want to just go into Google Maps, you can click here, it'll take you into Google Maps. Or you can click this little button right here and it takes you to the reviews. So you'll have reviews here from all members, and it's cumulative. So depending on what the reviews are that members put in, the overall review will change here. And then of course you can favorite this location and it shows up on your map as favorites. Here's a whole bunch of more pictures and things. So a lot of details on each location. Now the map is kind of broken out into yellow are backcountry strips. You've got red that are basically bush strips. There's no strip, there's nothing, it's just an area that you can go land. You've got areas that are also designated as do not land. Maybe it's a private hunting lodge or something like that, and it looks like there's a strip there that if it's designated do not land, we're just letting you know right up front. You got land. Now, the land ones, in a lot of cases, are airports. Could be a grass strip or whatever. A lot of them have an airport identifier. But again, this map isn't about finding the airport of Stewart or Orlando. It's more about the unique airports that maybe have a museum on it or really good restaurants and things. So it's like the $100 hamburger on steroids. So we do have land locations that are some airports. We also have land locations with restaurants. Either this is just a land place that has maybe a museum or an attraction. Then we break out the locations that specifically have a restaurant. So you can see the restaurant reviews and things like that. So you can see, you can click these off and on and get that. Then there's seaplane locations to go to, could just be beaches, stuff like that. Or there is seaplane with restaurant. And then there's some other special locations we have, like Trent Palmer. We're working with other people. We'll have special locations that they want to actually put in there. So let's search a fun one I like to go to. So there's one here I like in Florida that's called Westgate. And when you pull that up, you'll see that it puts a little circle right around that location. And if we bounce into that one, you can see it's got the runway designated here. Now this is a really cool place. It's a rodeo, resort, steakhouse. They have glamping and things you can go to, camping, all kinds of activities for kids. You know, you get all kinds of really cool pictures and stuff here. And then you get down into, you know, all of everything you need to do to be able to fly in there. You got reviews and things from people. So that's a pretty fun one too. But let's go out to the iconic Johnson Creek. So I click on Johnson Creek. We zoom in here and you can see that it's outlined. And let's bounce into here because I want to show you the 3D view on the majority of these locations. First of all, you've got some basic information here. Of course, you've got some pictures. We have a few videos in there, some from the locals on how to actually do that approach. We have some in there from Trent Palmer. But if I go into the full details of Johnson Creek, Not only do you get a lot of information, sometimes there's documents in here and things like that to help you navigate that area. All kinds of different reviews from people are in here. Let's bounce into the 3D view. Now in the 3D view, again, look at this. You can kind of see what's your approach going to be like. You can follow the directions. You can kind of circle around here and get a good situational awareness of the area of the location. Now, most people know Johnson Creek that's flying that kind of plane, so you kind of already know that one, but we wanted to give you a really good view of what the 3D looks like. Okay, we're not going to deal with the map anymore. You guys know how to use the map. You can see that there's all kinds of really great places and tools you can use. Let's go ahead and look at the different views. So you also have these list views, and the list views allow you to click on these different things like length versus state that it's in, dining restaurant review level. So here's one that's a level 4. This is the Island Fish Company. This is in the Keys. Here's some more in Texas and in Nevada. You know, so you got all kinds of restaurants here. Of course, the overall rating you can get a feel for. So if we click the overall rating, from here, you don't have to be on the map, but after you do sifting and sorting, oh, it's 5,000 feet, you know, it's in a certain area, wherever it may be. Now I can actually click into it and actually be into the details of it right there from that list view. Now remember we talked about the categories on the map where you could click and unclick? Well, you can do the same thing here. So you can basically go in here, click category, and it resorts everything for you, whether it's backcountry strips or seaplane locations, that's here as well. Then you can get into the advanced view. So in the advanced view, you get a lot more details. And here's where you got things like state, if there's an airport identifier, the length of the runway, what is the altitude, what is the surface type? Is it hard? Is it grass? Is it gravel? The condition of it, is it great or it's poor? And there's even suggested tire size to go into some of these locations. Is it confirmed okay to land? Other activities. So here is an area, and you can sift and sort in the other search tools, but like this one is fishing, beach, hiking, restaurant, and lodging. Let's see what this one is. So this one's got fishing and camping. This one's fishing and camping. This one's hunting and fishing. So you've got all these kinds of designators and some details about like other activities that they have there. Shooting, actually have gun ranges and stuff like that where you can land right there in a gun range and pull the plane right up to the gun range, which is pretty cool. Museums, racetrack, lands where you can land and do some activities like air balloon festivals and things of that sort. All that stuff you can see is actually here and designated. I'm not going to spend much more time in it because I think you get it. You see all the incredible benefits and value of this. And here's the most important thing. You don't have to be an E3 premium member anymore to get access to SkyShare. And this is a community tool that we're all in there working together on along with the team. Now, new versions are coming out here real soon where we're working with some organizations and other companies to really make this a lot more robust. So I'm looking forward to that. Team's working on it right now. And look, you can get in here and now start using this for only $9. It really creates a whole bunch of more opportunities for, you know, going to new places, finding new restaurants, just new journeys and things like that. Go check it out, guys. Again, it's e3aviationassociation.com/SkyShare. We'll put all that link and stuff there, but hopefully you guys get a good taste for it and what's going on here. And we can't wait to continue to build with you, see you in the community, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.